Hi, I'm Maureen, and Emma, who's joining me, is our co-founder. She's got 35 years of experience in the art world, so she's going to give us her top tips about networking and building relationships. I want to start us off by addressing the elephant in the room. Networking is a dirty word for most artists, and creating relationships in the art world can feel scary, daunting, terrifying, all of the above to most artists.
I think if we kind of rephrase the word networking and we talk about building relationships, creating connections, I think maybe it would sound a little bit easier.
So, where should artists start?
I'd almost like to start before that and say why I think it's important because you are creating opportunities. You're not expecting other things to happen to you. You are making it happen yourself. You're developing relationships with people. You're starting conversations. That might be about a potential project for the future, about a commission. It might be about selling of work, and you're making new relationships, which ultimately all of this is to help you reach your goals. So from why it's important, we can look at the where. And I think the very first thing is to be realistic about the kind of person that you are. So ask yourself, am I an introvert? Am I an extrovert? Does this come naturally to me to go up to people and say, hi, my name's Emma? Some of us it does, some of us it doesn't. Then thinking about your goals, what are your goals? Is your goal to have a gallery represent you? Is it actually just to sell more work? Or is it to have your work commissioned? Because I know that not everybody watching or listening today actually makes work that is for sale.
And one of the things that I think is important, a lot of artists come to us and join the art ladder because they want to reach the next step in their career, whatever that looks like, whether they want to show and sell their work with galleries, they want to get commissions, they want to get public funding, whatever success looks for them. A lot of artists ask us, what's the thing that makes successful artists? And it tends to be that those artists have a plan, but also the artists that you see really succeeding in those areas have a network. They've got connections. They've got people that they can rely on who can introduce them to curator friends, to the gallery that represents them, or just give them support and tips. A big differentiation factor, like a big thing that helps artists succeed, is their network.
I think it's very important for artists to understand that building those relationships is something that takes time. It's not a one hit, you go to one event and that's it, but is something that you have to build over the years. So I think we're going to talk about what the different options are, both online and in person. I can happily talk about in person, but I'm going to leave it to you to talk about the online.
Okay, so networking as an artist online. There's several platforms that you can use. There's Instagram, LinkedIn, Threads, Blue Sky, lots of social media platforms. You do not need to be on all of them because if you were on all of them, that would be a full-time job. Your job as an artist, even if you're part-time as an artist, is to make work first and foremost. So the number one platform for the art world remains Instagram because it is the most visual platform. If you're going to do a social media platform, and nowadays you do need to have some kind of a presence, do Instagram first. Instagram is the number one way that galleries find artists, associated with recommendation from other artists. Those are the two top ways that galleries find artists, is through Instagram and recommendation from other artists. And when another artist recommends you, the first thing they do is they pull up their phone, they look you up on Instagram. They don't look you up on Google, they look you up on Instagram. So when it comes to networking, you can obviously use Instagram. You can then venture, if you would like, into one or two other platforms. I, for instance, really like LinkedIn. I think it's a fantastic platform because what it allows you to do is it allows you to follow a thread. You don't need to be a detective to find out who works where, who works with who, and to really make connections in a short amount of time. So, for instance, if you're interested in a particular gallery or museum near you, you can look up that gallery's page, and then on that gallery's page, it'll say employees. You can click on that, and then you'll have a list of all the people who work there or have worked there, and you can easily add them to your network. So I get a lot of questions about sort of social media etiquette or the etiquette of networking online. A few big questions that I get from artists are, number one, if I'm interested in a gallery, should I tag them on Instagram? And the answer to this is only tag an institution, a person, if the post is directly relevant to them. So something that I see a lot of artists do is you have a work, you're really proud of this work, and you'd really like this gallery to see it, and you tag the gallery in the post. What that does is it pings the gallery a little notification, and it tends to not do much more. If you do it over and over again and they don't welcome that kind of interaction or that kind of submission, then worst case scenario, they end up muting your account because they're like, I don't need these daily notifications. I'm not interested. However, a great way to sort of ping people a notification and say hi on Instagram is if you go and visit one of their exhibitions. So if you go to a gallery, take a few photos, post them to your stories, tag the artist, tag the gallery. If it's to their stories, they are likely to just reshare it because it's a one tap type of thing. I recommend doing that in your stories over your feed because I think your feed should be related to your own work. But nevertheless, that is the place and time to tag them, is when the post is directly relevant to them. The other thing that I get asked a lot about online networking is how do I reach out to a curator? How do I reach out to a gallery? I am often on the receiving end of these things, so I really, really know the temptation to go really fast and just get straight to it and go, hi, I'm an artist. This is my portfolio. Can you take a look? And having received those types of messages and having spoken to a lot of gallerists and a lot of curators, I know that message always backfires because it comes across as you're sort of trying to go from step one to like step five. So rather than cold messaging people and just saying, hi, I'm an artist, can you look at my portfolio? Here's my advice. Talk about them. So go, hi, I read this article that you wrote about whatever. It was really interesting. I'd love to connect.
So that exactly as Maureen says, you can then make your first engagement on an online level. LinkedIn is a fantastic tool for talking about events, talking about new work that you've got. It's a great way of thinking of yourself as a business connecting with another business because it's a business to business tool, really. And in this case, you have to think of yourself as an artist who is a business. So if you're wanting to connect with a gallery, if it's a museum or even a commercial gallery, they will have on their employees everybody who's worked there. You can follow the train, you can follow the links, and you can ask someone. It is not a problem. I get asked all the time by people I don't know, can we connect? And most of the time, I will say yes, absolutely. It's not like asking someone for their home telephone number. It's the business of being an artist.
Emma, I know we didn't want to talk just about online, but also networking in person. So, do you want to talk a bit about finding the right events for you?
Yes, so there are so many different ways that you can attend events. And these range from anything from exhibition openings, late night shows, private views, through to talks and lectures, maybe even down to evening classes where you're meeting other people, conferences. There are often conferences all over the country about either art or about a specific medium or genre of art. So those kind of events are the sorts of things that I would love you guys to be doing more of. They're a great way of chatting to people. remembering that you are not there for the wine or the beer. You're there to make connections and to meet people. How do you know that there is a gallery round the corner or a few miles away? For a start, look on their website, look on their social media, see if you can sign up specifically for invitations or for events, or whether they have a newsletter where they post either events or private views. Sign up for things. Search for specific medium or genre events. If there's specific organizations or galleries that you want to work with, follow them, connect with them. Do it online, but also if they're having an event, they're having an arts thing, go to it. Sign up for stuff. Follow those galleries, follow the artists, follow the curators, follow the critics, sign up for newsletters, do it all online. Perfect.
Thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch the full 1 hour interview and get top tips from an expert, then click the link below and join the Art Ladder mentoring program now. By joining the Art Ladder, you will get access to our full library of webinars with curators, collectors, critics, gallerists, and more. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this, and check out the description below for more free resources for artists.